Hello, what is up guys? Today we'll be doing another video on league racing. Tonight we'll be doing a video on WR Bahrain. I think it was round 8. Up until this point I've only scored a singular point in the championship, which is not very nice, but I was looking to get that changed, and yeah, it's actually getting to the first qualifying lap that I did, so obviously this is just a banker, nothing special. Just trying to get a lap time in so I have a decent delta that I can go off of. Nothing more, nothing less. Here, okay, Apex, but I'm not really gonna bother with this lap too much. Instead, in a second I'll just skip over to the end of the lap so we can see what kind of lap time I was going to set. 2 green sector, so definitely not gonna be the fastest lap time. Also had a pretty meh final corner, which was not ideal. And overall, going up to the line, I think I did a 29.4. Yeah, 29.454. Only 90 hundredths behind Kansen. And then Lavi, that's what it's supposed to be said, Lavi beat me. So beat both of us, I mean. So I had to go out again, obviously, on another lap. This one we're actually going to be staying for the entirety of the lap. We're not going to be cutting to anything else. So now going down to turn 1, you break at the 100 meter board. Roughly, then you try to reach that apex, go as early as you can on the throttle, ride that curb on the inside, and then on the outside you can ride it if you want to. You also you cannot ride it, like, it's not necessary. Here I brake right before where the curbing starts, personally, down into 4th, and then full throttle on the exit. Most people actually think up to 5th, I don't really. Here most people stick in 6th, I personally downshift into 5th, try to not take too much curb, then here down to 3rd. Try to reach the apex as much as you can, and you can use the outside curve if you want to. It's not necessary. Most people shift up into 4th, but I don't. Here I brake fairly early just to try not lock up. There I made a mistake, a bit too much curb. I used too much curb. Then on the exit curb, you can use more if you want to. It's not really necessary. Then here I personally brake at the 50 meter and shift down into 5th. Then try to go as early as I can on the throttle. Then here, a lot of people go on the curb. You don't necessarily have to. Here I downshift to 4th personally and stick it in 4th. A lot of people shift up into 5th. However, I personally find that just gives me a little bit too much understeer to make it consistent. Then here, somewhere between 150, I personally brake around 80. And there I was actually kind of bad. I took a bit too much curb. You should take a bit less curb. And yeah, that was only 4 tenths improvement in the end. That could have been over 5 tenths, but it's not really a problem there. My teammate, 21.6, then I couldn't beat that lap time, so final position 10th. My teammate started 3rd. Overall, okay, like not too bad qualifying. It's not good, but not insane. So let's get into the race then. So here on the race start, if you look, my pedal was acting up a little bit, so that was not very nice. Then here on the start, I got decent in 1st, but then I just got no traction in 2nd and 3rd. Thankfully it gripped up after that. However, I definitely didn't have the best start. Then here going to T1, it's never good, and here I get absolutely sandwiched by the Merc and between the Merc and the Aston. And here I had an oversteer moment. It hasn't been a great start so far. I've lost 2 positions. Somehow I don't have front wing damage. I don't know how that happened. Then here I wanted to try and stick around the outside of HD, but here but Giad Yamakuish, he just kinda was going really slowly. That offset me, and I had to really take some offline shit. Here, Paparazzo, I knew he wasn't gonna be faster than me, probably. I wanted to keep the position anyways. So I went up the inside, and I tried to take the position, but I didn't have the traction yet. The tires were still way too cold, so... he ended up tucking behind me for this corner, which was nice. He looked like he was gonna try and do something, but I think he was just taking a different line. But anyway. So we're down in 14th, that's not been the best start ever. I should have been a bit higher than that, but this happens, you know. In league racing to have luck like that with that, so it's not too good. I'm not too annoyed. Now the medium runners behind us, they're gonna be faster than us, so I'm not gonna be putting up too much of a fight. Like, I'm definitely going to try and defend the position, because I don't want to be losing many positions at the moment. Instead, I want to be moving up. To be fair, making stuff like that is really not going to help. But, yeah. Even though I am on the harder tires than Paparazzo, I'm still definitely going to defend at least a little bit. Here on Sergi, I wanted to try and make a move. So I brake way later than him overall. Here I make a little bit of contact. I was like, okay, that's not very nice. I'm not going to just pass him like that. I'm gonna try and pass him nicely. Then here crankshaft was going up the inside. And here last second, still on the inside. And well, at least my marker showed that, so I decided to move out the way so that we don't make contact. But yeah, he was already too late and he was now ahead of me. So two guys had spun, as you guys saw, a Red Bull and another one. I don't remember which one, what the other one was. I think it was a McLaren, maybe. I don't know. No, it was a Haas. Okay, yeah, it was a Haas. So I'm down to 13th again. So basically, I made up 2 positions from spinners, and then yeah, nothing else after that. Then here Dionzo, he was in the medium. Now, even though I shouldn't have been fighting him a lot, I was a bit salty from Hungary, where he was defending against me for no reason at all. So I decided to defend against him as well. Pretty difficult. So here I'm just completely trying to block the inside line. I mean, he still ends up going for it, which was pretty interesting. And I didn't have the grip to hang around, so yeah. I was still trying to hold it on the outside, but it didn't really work. So I had to concede the position. However, I did really good in holding him up, I think. Overall, I think I should have been really aggressive with the defending, so yeah. There's the McLaren spin. I knew the McLaren spun at some point. That's the point. Now, at this point, not much really happened until lap 6, where one of the Astons spun. I think it was Lesnar. He had a small moment. So, actually, no, here David and then Lesnar here. So I was trying to pass him now because I knew he had spun out. So I was like, well, this is my chance to overtake. However, we have that. Small lag, so which is not very nice. So I end up behind him. To be fair, every other time I tried to, also later I tried to pass him. Here's the end of lap 6. He was defending, trying really hard to defend, but he did that for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, the other times where I tried to overtake his teammate later, and I once again got a lag, which is not very nice, all things considered. But here I had the measure of him, and also I brake way later, as you can tell, because just in the braking I pulled away, and apparently I'm way more confident on the throttle through here, because I just pulled a gap and a half in just a singular section. Yeah, speaking of that, here I'm lap 14 now, so about 7 laps later, I've caught up to his teammate, 80 Gamer. Dionzo is again behind me because he actually had another whip Bozo moment. So yeah, now I am with Almus's teammate, so we're gonna try and pass him as well. So I have no ERS, as you can tell, because I just couldn't really charge my ERS. I had to constantly be using it because otherwise, well, because the group was very spread, so I was constantly having to use my ERS to try and get into the DRS of the car in front. So I couldn't really save mine. Here I was thinking of going for the move, but wasn't realistic, so I just had to stick around until next lap actually. No, actually 2 laps later. Here I went for a move on the SA, I get another lag, so that's what I mean. The moment I tried to get ahead of him, I got a lag, so yeah. And here he's actually gonna try and re-overtake me, which was pretty decent. I wasn't gonna try and squeeze him too much on the inside, I was gonna let him do that. And here a switchback, I was like, okay, this guy cannot hang it around the outside, no chance, dude. But he does, somehow. Like, I'm not sure how he did that. And then here I tried to go move on the inside. However, he just completely squeezed me off, which is not very nice. Here Dionzo was probably thinking, yeah, that's my chance, bro. But there wasn't really a way he can do it here. So now I just had to pass Dionzo at a different point. However, at the end of the lap, he went to the pits. So at least I had DRS on Dionzo for this lap. And well, not much after that. I just skipped to lap 17, which is when I decided to pit. Now, I actually could have pushed another like 4 laps easily. Like the pace was good. Like I could have easily pit 4 laps later if I wanted to. And I would not have had a singular issue. However, now watch what's gonna happen here. So, if you see the Alpine on the bottom, that's just gonna come across the line. That's crankshaft. Now, I was behind crankshaft, like way behind crankshaft. before I pit. Now I'm in front of him by the tiniest little amount. Of course, my tires right now are absolutely rip bozo. I have literally no traction because they're cold. So he's gonna be able to overtake me. Here now that I just need to let the tires warm up a little bit. Thankfully, by the end of the lap, they do warm up. However, here we have 80 Gamer again. He was literally stuck on my ass. Like, he was literally sniffing my car's butthole the entire time. But I did have the advantage of not having a penalty, so at least there's at least a positive. I didn't get a penalty, actually, even though I had 2 warnings, both of which very dumb, but still warnings. Now, it's pretty obvious I'm faster than AD Gamer, because on the same compound I'm pulling away from him. I also had a better setup, I guess. Anyway, at the end of the lap, I had already caught up to crankshaft, like the tires were already warm enough. And I was thinking, okay, I'm just gonna go for the move later. I broke a bit late, not as late as I would usually because there's a car in front of me, but still enough to close the gap a little bit. He was being very careful with the throttle. Anyway, drafting him, he has DRS as well, so I'm not really catching him. Basically, epitome of a DRS train. So, not much I could really do at this point on lap 19. I tried a few times, I think. I tried on the next DRS straight to pass him, but it was obvious it's not gonna work, unfortunately. And for some reason he had really good exit here. No, actually he didn't have that good of an exit. Here, yeah, here he had a much better turn 10 than me, so he pulled a bit of a gap. But by the end of the lap, I had already caught up to him again. And this time he didn't have DRS, because he fell out of Riyadh's DRS, so I was like, you know what, I'm going for the move. I have it a bit more complicated, because I'm trying to go for the move on crankshaft, and Dionzo is sitting right in front of me on the softs. So it's a bit of an interesting situation on the exit. Here, he tried to pass me again. He did that. Here I decided to stick it around the outside. He had so much tail line speed for some reason, I don't know why. Here I stuck it around the outside. Here, again, I locked up actually. A small, very small lockup, which was not very nice. Here, great fighting actually. Actually, this is probably the best fighting I've had on this game, if I'm being completely honest. Like, so clean, but so hard. Hard, clean racing. So I was trying to, as best as possible, to give him space. I was not trying to play it dirty. And yeah, we know each other. Like, agreement with this was a great fight. Unfortunately, after this, nothing happened. Literally. Until the end of the race. I was just hot lapping on my own till the end of the race. So, yeah. That's a bit unfortunate. Congrats to Luca Cevi. This is his first race win of the season. So, yeah, that was great performance from you overall, I'd say. And yeah, final results. Luca first. My teammate Jay second, and then Toby third. Here I wanted to look at my race director. I had 3 warnings apparently, interestingly enough. But if you look closely, my pace every lap was literally so consistent. It was insane. And yeah, I finished 7th, which was overall a decent result, I'd say, especially considering where I started the race. And yeah, let's hope we have more races like that. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!